around noon or so when the sun was up in its prime position to do some testing on some of my electronics. And I kind of ran some cabling up from the variable frequency drive because, like I said, I found out that I can get a volt DC output signal in reference to DC bus voltage, which is awesome. So when I utilize that, I'm going to be able to get rid of this like high voltage step down, converter I made out of some resistors, and then goes through an optical isolator here, and then into the 0 to 5 volt voltage signal goes into my microprocessor here. Pretty challenging to read over 300 volts into that, keeping it isolating and not blowing something up, ground loops, all that stuff. So yesterday I got a little gung-ho. I was running the cable and I was just sticking it in there and through the other chip with the other program that I had for that, sending that signal directly into the chip, but with the voltage divider here, and then I kind of forgot about something and it didn't work anyway. So I really mean to build a whole new circuit board that's going to do pulse width modulation. Back to plan A. This is plan B, actually. Gating a triac, gating the AC power before the rectifier diode pack right there. Hey, what's up, guys? Coming in there. So this is working. I have it just unplugged right now because it's what is it, a little bit after 1 o'clock, whatever it is now, and there's still enough sun over my do-it-yourself panels over there, my gazebo thing I built, that I call it officially for the but it's really my solar array. It's running all 3 tons of this off the sun, the fan and the compressor, variable frequency drive in there. Yeah, so this is just utility power. It feeds this circuit. It's just unplugged. It's just all running on the DC side over here. It's 330 volts DC. So yeah, so anyway, I'm gonna build a whole new microprocessor. Gotta start getting that in my garage, and then it's gonna accept the voltage, the signal coming out of the right out of the VFD as a reference voltage. Just have to divide it by 2 with a couple resistors, so it turns into a 0 to 5 volt that this will accept. And then I'll just use one optical isolator probably to drive a MOSFET or 2, and I'm going to try to just regulate the DC bus that way, so it just adds power from the utility just as needed to keep the DC bus at the right level. It'll be fully automatic as the sun's coming up. It won't need as much utility power, and it'll be eventually, like this time of year, by about 10 o'clock it can run totally off the solar, and then by say like 2 o'clock it can no longer run totally off the solar. It'll start needing more and more of that AC power, so I'll just start increasing the pulse width modulation. It'll do it automatically. It's gonna be awesome if I can ever get it to work. Hey, happy Easter all you guys too. The family's all in there eating, grandparents and everybody in there. So I just came out here to listen to this thing because it isn't fully working perfectly, but it is working the way it is. But since I'm home this weekend, I've been coming out here and unplugging this about 10:30, 11 o'clock, and just turning my air way down upstairs, which is what this one goes to, and then trying to keep that downstairs one from running. So far today that hasn't been running, but yesterday it was running. People were going in and out. So it says it's 95 degrees. It feels pretty nice out here to me, actually. But when I hit the weather thing, it says 95. I haven't taken a temperature. But anyway, this thing's humming along. I think it's down to around 71, 72 degrees upstairs. It was down to where it was on first stage, and I turned the temperature down more to kick it up on the second stage, and at some point it's just going to stall and not drop the temperature anymore with just this unit running to the size of the house and everything. John HVAC, I didn't understand that comment. 95. Oh, the temperature. Yeah, it's supposed to be that's what it says when I hit the weather app on the phone. Yep. So yeah, Josh Boomer. Unfortunately it's been AC weather here already. I shove windows. Take 2. I shove fans in my windows and try to do it that way as long as possible, but the family don't like that. So, but now that I'm able to, run this off the sun, where I'm getting it there, so it'll do it fully automatically, then we won't even bother opening the windows once we get, in the second half of March. We'll just kick that unit on, especially the upstairs unit. So Hopefully this video's coming through good. I tried. The other thing I was failed the other day was I think I was it might have been connected to the Wi-Fi upstairs, and I came down here and it was pixelated as hell. And the video was pretty much unwatchable. So I turned off the Wi-Fi. I'm just on the Verizon wireless right now. Should be good to go. You have an attic fan. Oh, yeah. Do you have one of those ones that actually draws the air from the inside and pushes it into the attic? One of those ones that's in between the trusses. Those are pretty cool. Up in Payson, which is more northern Arizona, they installed those, and they can cool the house pretty decent through this time of the year with just something like that, especially if they add an HVAC cooler. And that used to be what a lot of houses used up there as their sole air conditioning, until the economy got a little better 10, 20 years ago and everybody started adding ACs up there. But when I was doing installs in the second half of the 90s up there, we were adding AC units all over Payson and that area up there, that houses that were existed for a decade or two or longer that never had AC. They just totally lived without it. Video quality so-so, yeah. I'm not trying to show anything close up anyway, so that's good. But, yeah, so I don't have any amp meters or voltmeters hooked up, but it sounds stable, so, and the sun's up there, so I imagine it's probably around the 320 volt area. When this thing's on full capacity, sometimes it won't stay up 330, which is the full rated voltage of the panels at load. It'll sag down a little bit, but who knows, it might be up there. It's probably getting closer to 2. I don't know if I can... Oh, it's 2:04 now. Okay, so it's even later than I thought it was. So yeah, this thing's running great. 2 o'clock and it's still running on the sun. So I might have to hook up a voltmeter out here just so I can watch it, and then have to plug in the utility eventually. If I don't, it'll start, VFD will start doing this little trip thing where it's stop, start, and eventually it'll just fault. But yeah, it should be good to go. But sounds like people are coming outside out in the backyard, so I'll probably have to cut this. But yeah, happy Easter all you guys too. So, but anyway, so far made it to 2 o'clock. Only cooling all the company with free solar powered AC for right now. But if they keep opening and shutting that back door, this bastard Goodman unit's going to be cycling on. Oh yeah, they're all going outside. But our neighbor, though, just one more thing. Remember he had that noisy Goodman up there? Went, ah! He finally got a new one. Yeah. He got an Ameristar over there now. I haven't gotten to hear it run yet, but I'm sure it's got to be a lot quieter than his Goodman. They had that fan noise. Daughter thinks that trash can's gonna... My truck don't drive by the trash can when my kids stack it up like that. I have to do something about that before tomorrow. Anyway, I gotta go. They're all coming outside, so guys, enjoy your Easter. Catch you later.